Hello everyone. Let me make sure my microphone's in the right spot. Oh, pretty close. Beautiful evening. It was beautiful last night. I've been riding, but in the evening, and I haven't been, I don't know why my GoPro, my thing's talking to me. Oh, I gotta clear it, I guess. Stop. I've been riding, but I haven't been moto vlogging. I guess didn't really have a whole lot to talk about, and I just wanted to go out and enjoy the ride and not really talk, but I haven't done it in a while. I thought I'd get out tonight. It's a beautiful night. Nice and cool. It's supposed to be 95 tomorrow, but it gets hot in the day, but boy, it's starting to get nice at night. It's a nice ride. I think 82 degrees. I rode last night, it was like 82 degrees, so I took a ride over to Burn It and back. It was just so nice. I'm off tomorrow, so I might, if it's not really hot, I might take a long ride somewhere. I don't know where. I get to do that on Thursdays, but I don't want to go if it's really hot. Hopefully we'll get some cooler weather starting pretty soon, but I think it's supposed to be like 95, 96, which kind of stinks. Well, anyway, we got some clouds, and it's going to be a pretty sunset, so I thought I'd head out. There was a really pretty sunset last night, but I didn't have the GoPro on, so you can see it's kind of pretty cool looking over there with the clouds. We don't usually get a lot of clouds, but it's kind of nice that we have some. We actually had a little rain yesterday morning. I was working on my office, and I looked out to the pool, and it was splashing around in the pool, which was pretty nice. I don't know if it got enough to water or anything, but a little bit couldn't hurt. Anyway, I'll turn it back on later when I start heading west into the sunset, and it might be kind of pretty. So, bye. Actually heading away from the sun, but those clouds are pretty cool how the sun's on them. Kind of nice to see clouds every now and then instead of nothing in the sky. It helps during the day too, because we got the sun will kind of hide a little bit, and normally we don't have that. It's just not a cloud in the sky. So I'm kind of liking the clouds. I think I did ride, where did I ride? Last Thursday, I took off and went all the way over to College Station. I didn't record anything, but it was a nice ride. I just wanted to go and didn't really want to talk, so don't really have a topic to talk about tonight. I might think of something, who knows. Anyway, at a stoplight. It's funny, some of these little clouds are spitting a little rain on me. Just a couple little sprinkles, which is kind of nice. I did get rained on last Thursday. I got soaked a couple times, and it was so warm I who needs a rain suit? I was just soaked. Just my top. I mean, my legs weren't soaked or anything, but I ran into a rain shower coming back into Austin, and it just downpoured. And I ran into a couple, going over on 79. It felt kind of good, and I saw a big running into a storm, so I went south and missed it completely. It's gonna be a pretty sunset tonight, I'm hoping. It's kind of behind a cloud right now, but the clouds make it pretty. Not a bad night. I think it's 83, so I've been out for about 5 minutes, so it should have been warmed up. Still not bad, though. I have to wait until it starts to get dark before I can go out, because it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of warm, and I don't like to be out in the heat. Doesn't make enjoyable riding as much. I can't wait for winter where it's, 70s, 60s, and that'd be beautiful riding. love to ride with a jacket and my riding pants and my riding boots and gloves. I just love riding when it's cool. It's just more fun. So winter's good. Of course, we get some days that are a little bit too cold. I've been out when it's 30 degrees and it's okay. You just dress warm and it's not bad at all. Anyway, there we go. We got the sun peeking out from behind that cloud, but it's going to go down pretty soon. It's kind of pretty. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? If it's nice out, I'll ride all day. I'm not working, that's for sure. Get one day off a week, I'm taking it. Remember, I used to work 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, and I did that for 4 or 5 months. That's a lot. That's more hours than most people put in a year. Stinky diesel. Yep, now the sun's getting bright, so I guess I'll turn it off for a little bit and come back on when it goes down a little bit farther. The sun's going down. Look how beautiful that is. Now, doesn't that put you in a great mood riding your motorcycle into the sunset like that? Crap, I'm gonna miss it. Hopefully I gotta get turned back the other way pretty soon. Look how pretty. I'll head right in it. It's gonna be really pretty on those clouds up there too. Okay, I should be turning into the sunset just a little bit up here. It's going to be pretty on those clouds. Be in a bad mood looking at that while you're riding. As soon as that goes down, those should be pretty all around. still hadn't thought of anything to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm so quiet. Guess I'm just kind of a boring guy anyway. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the clouds turning pink. That's beautiful. Hopefully I'll turn into it pretty soon. Hopefully I'm not too late. Hopefully right up here, about a mile. It's been so long since I had the GoPro on, I couldn't find a little twisty to hold it on. I had to get in my bag and pull out another one. I put the helmet mount in there and I forgot I had it in there, so the screw might be in there too, I guess. I had to use a little bit shorter one. Oh, look at that. Oh, come on, let me get in it. Is that beautiful? Darn it. I need to head that way, not that way. Gonna probably be about 5 minutes too late before I head right into it. Yeah, well, turn it back on in a minute. As soon as so I can kind of see if I can get on a crest and see that sunset over there. Now I'm gonna be heading into it right up here, but it might be a little too late. I probably won't be able to see it this way either. There's a lot of trees. Crap. I probably should have stayed on the road I was on. Yep, let me go get back on that. Trying not to miss it, but I think I'm gonna miss it. We got a restaurant here in the Austin area that overlooks Lake Travis. They got just nothing but huge decks. And every night they all celebrate the sunset. Everybody's out there eating dinner, and then the sun goes down, they clap. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Oh, I'm going to head right into it, right up here. Crap, I shouldn't have turned off. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, look how beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Is that incredible or what? Perfect. I hope you can see this. I love heading west at this time of night. Oh, that's so beautiful. You take this stuff for granted when you're sitting in the house, but you get outside and enjoy this, and it's just awesome. That's why I love having a motorcycle now. I'd never do this in a car. And where I live, it's just all trees, so you'd never see it anyway. Sorry for the silence, but I was chatting with my niece online. She lives here off of this road here, back there on Liberty Hill, and her and her boyfriend are going to Myrtle Plantation in Louisiana, I guess this weekend, and it's supposed to be one of the most haunted plantations in the country. And of course, you know, Louisiana is a lot of voodoo stuff too, so I told her, don't bring anything home, don't bring any of those people home with you. You know, don't let them attach to you and come with you. But anyway, look at that sunset. Look at those clouds. Oh, I wish I could get up high. Oh, well, I guess that's something I could talk about. I got a message on my Facebook page from a guy. I can't remember his last name, but I can't remember his first name right now. But he's looking at trikes, lives up in the Dallas area, and he was like me. I was got hooked on the Harley Tri-Glide. Man, I wanted a Harley Tri-Glide bad. I mean, it's a beautiful bike. The stereo sounded awesome, and it's a Harley, and it was just so nice. But then I started researching a lot of, I researched the Honda GoldWing and the Harley, and I did so much research, I knew all the features and everything that went with them. And some of the things, what made me decide against the Harley was it's a straight axle, and there's no independent rear suspension. There is an air ride, but I think you have to buy a hand pump separate to kind of find the little thing and pump it up to bring the back end up a little bit. No trailer hitch. The back end rides so low that if you go on a slant, you drag your pipes. What else? Only the heads are liquid cooled, so they're going to get hot. They get really hot. I did like it though. I mean, I still like them. And I put together pros and cons of why I chose the Honda GoldWing Trike over the other one. And the biggest reason, one of the other things about the Harley, every time you take it in, first 500 mile check, $500. 1,000 mile check, $500. Every time you take it in, it's $500. So I think the cost for ownership for that thing is ungodly at our Harley dealerships here where I live. So I had to actually go to Shawnee, Oklahoma to buy this because they had like 30 of them in stock that they build. They build them there. And I went with the Honda because this 6-cylinder engine, flat inline 6, is bulletproof. It's not uncommon for people to ride these things 200,000 plus miles, 300,000 miles, and change the oil and tires and brakes, that kind of stuff. So I decided this. It's got an air ride suspension. I can pump up pump up the air right here. And it's independent rear suspension, so it's, you know, you don't feel the bumps in this thing at all. Gosh, there's so many other things. It comes with a trailer hitch, and I tow a trailer. All I had to do was wire it, which was pretty easy. It's got great big, like 11 inch wide tires in the back. And this thing just rides like a Cadillac. I mean, it's so smooth. I never test rode the Harley. I talked myself out of it just because the cost for ownership is so high. And I know there's dealerships everywhere, but I mean, Honda dealerships are everywhere too, but honest to goodness, you don't need it, because I have 20,000 miles on this bike already, and it's not even a year old. And I've done nothing but change the oil, and I did put a new front tire on because the original OEM was crap. It lasted, you get like maybe 5,000 to 7,000 miles out of your front tire, and I've got 20,000 miles on this one. It still looks brand new. So the original OEMs are terrible. Well, they're probably good for a two-wheel, but not three. $1.93. I got gas there last night. I might do it again tonight. But anyway, I guess I put together those pros and cons, and I put it in my message to this guy, and hopefully he'll decide to go with a bike that's going to give him many, many years of trouble-free riding. And it's 100% liquid cooled. Fans kick on whenever you're sitting at a stoplight and it's hot outside. Your fans will kick on, and it'll keep your temp gauge right there. I've had it go up a couple times going up into the mountains on the interstate, and the traffic was just like 10 miles an hour, stop and go, and it overheated, and it kind of freaked me out, so I pulled over, let the fans cool it, and then you take off again, and you're going fast enough that the fans aren't working. There's air coming in there, but you're kind of overheating. So that's the only time it didn't go. It probably got up to a couple clicks above that, which kind of freaked me out, but I'm sure it's fine. But it never overheats except for those straight up in the mountains in traffic and pulling a trailer. So that kind of stressed out my trip a little bit, but I've never had anything else happen. I do put nothing but synthetic oil in this bike now, and it runs so much smoother. I get much better gas mileage with synthetic oil than I ever did with regular oil. So I'll never put regular oil in any of my vehicles ever again. You know, synthetic is the best. And I'm using Rotella T6. I know I've talked about that before. That's what I have in here now. I've tried the Mobile One. I didn't like it as much. I'm sure it was fine. I took 2,600 mile ride Colorado with that in there, and it was fine. But the T6 just seems to be smoother. The motor runs smoother. It shifts smoother. It just feels better. So I'm buying Rotella T6. I did order some Honda OEM oil filters online. I think I got 6 of them, 6 of them to a package, and they were pretty cheap. So I am going to use them. I ordered some more crush washers. I don't think I need them, but I got them just in case. So I'll change. I'm probably at 3,000 miles now on this oil. I'm going to go probably 4 or 5, no problem. This time, I usually change it every 3,000, but honestly, I don't. Probably a little bit overkill, but makes me feel good. But I might change it at 4 or 5 this time. I'll never go 8 or 9 though. I mean, 5 probably tops. Anyway, I better shut up. My video's going to be pretty long. Bye.